Andrew, and
Hello.
everyone. It's such a fun week, you know. We've been doing these AMAs. You're the fourth in a row, and well, I can't say more than it's been a lot of fun up till now.
Exciting.
I'm really looking forward to talking to you, Andrew.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Looking forward to giving you all my feedback and all the answers that I possibly can. So
Okay.
let's get into it. Absolutely.
Okay, we will. Let me first of all introduce you to those out there who don't know you yet. I can't imagine there's many, but Andrew Faridani, and you are Chief Marketing Officer as well as one of the co-founders of Gaimin.
Correct.
So welcome again, Andrew.
Thank you for having me. It's a great opportunity to give people the feedback on my side and also the marketing angle of what we're doing with Gaimin. So very excited to be here.
Great. To start off, let's begin with letting our audience know something about yourself, as well as a brief description of your task and responsibilities with gaming.
Sure. I've been doing digital advertising for the past 18 years now with my agency here in Canada. We have client base all around the world, over 3,000 clients, over 300 different verticals. So we have a good understanding of product positioning, go-to-market strategies, conversion metrics, for example, conversion rate optimization techniques, and how to penetrate a market with any kind of product or service in any vertical that we can help our customers with. And when I first heard about the gaming concept through Clive and Calvin, when they picked up the phone and called me, I was very excited because I knew that gaming world was a huge, actually bursting kind of vertical, because it was 3 years ago, it was actually very big, and now it's just gone out of proportion because of the fact that pandemics are around, and also that a lot of people are staying home, and the gaming environment has just got skyrocketed. So my task at hand here in game is one that's very exciting. I wake up every day thinking about ways in which we can target the market and how to go to aggressively to capture more audiences. It's a structure, obviously a platform in which we could go to market with that is very stable in its service offerings, and more importantly, it's very exciting and gives benefit to the game user and giving back to the gaming community. In that process, there's a lot of different avenues to go to market, and I'm very privileged to have yourself, Marilyn, heading up, helping us with our social, Clive, Andrew D with our content for posting, and the rest of the team to basically share with the audience what the benefits and key features of the gaming platform are. And that's my role. My role is to basically communicate the key elements of what we have to the mass populace for them to gain benefit, and for them to, hopefully with their laptop and gaming computers are able to fulfill their needs of buying an extra, for example, mouse or a keyboard or new graphics card, all by just having their computers running with us, and having that monetize their systems in order to give them their, that particular asset that they want, whether it be an in-game asset or hardware or software. Our objective is to give back to the gaming community and make sure that they're excited about what we have to offer for them.
Oh, great. Well, you've got a lot on your hands.
Yeah.
And also, we've learned from the previous AMAs that gaming will be monetizing. That's the key. They will be monetizing a gamer's underutilized resources, as well as be rewarding them for the contribution. Besides, gaming will be providing efficient and economic data processing power to the marketplace. Could you say that gaming will be acting as a middleman between gamers and companies in need of GPU capacity?
100%. I mean, there's a lot of ways where our platform can be utilized. Number one, for the actual user, the gamer, it's a plug and play system, which I love, where the user hasn't have to have any of the expertise that other platforms require. You set it and you forget it. You turn on your computer, it'll start for you automatically. It will do its processing as the individual is playing or not playing. So the benefit is that we're going to bridge the gap between the user and the marketplace, where everything happens, where all this consumable product for gaming products will be sold to our marketplace, but where we have a lot of people requiring this, whether it be computing power, GPU power, we're going to connect the dots. So we're the middleman to make sure that the user gets the highest returns possible for that minute, for that hour, for that week of leaving their computer running, whether they're playing or not, for our platform. And that gives us great pride. And we're privileged to do that because of the system we have in place will give the user the highest returns possible. There's many avenues to do this. Without going into minutia details, there are things of rendering, as an example, where a lot of animation companies, a lot of organizations require excess amount of computing power to render reels, render movies, cartoons, animations, whether it be software driven entities proprietary to that company. They need that additional power to make things work. And more importantly, in a lot shorter span of time. So when you have hundreds of thousands of millions of users on our platform, we're able to provide that computing power to these entities to, let's say, for example, render a reel in half the time they would usually do it at an exorbitant amount of price. We can drop it down because of our closed user group and the volume of users that we have. So we do genuinely bridge the gap between the end user, which are our gamers, and entities out there who are trying to consume and utilize this computing power to their benefit. Again, it's such a varied scope, from mining to rendering to providing this usage to even to the most highest secure kind of environments that organizations need to run their particular proprietary private entities. We can do that too. So yeah, we're genuinely bridging the gap, and in doing so, both sides win. The users with income earned, i.e.,
Yes.
to purchase your goods, and on the other end, the merchants that we're going to bring on board, the actual users of this GPU, will get efficiency, speed, and obviously the increased power that they need to make sure their organizations are running well as well. So it's a win-win situation for everyone.
It is, absolutely. Gaimin has a large fan base on social media. We are on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Telegram. How do you intend to market the software once the final beta testing has been done? Will there be a major launch, or do you prefer to continue low key, focusing on quality rather than on commotion?
Yeah, good question. So I've always been a firm believer of slow and steady. Make sure your I's are dotted, T's are crossed. Make sure everything with the platform is ready for mass adoption. And why I say that is I've seen a lot of platforms in my experience in an online world where they're gung ho, they're excited like we are. They want to get out there really quick. But the problems you'll face with 10 users is much different than you'll face with 100 users, and then more so with 10,000, 100,000. And sometimes that I've actually seen companies that come to us, they want to launch in a big way, and we have done that for them, several of them around the world. They've got a big problem. The issues they face with 10, 20, 100 users were nowhere near what they face with 100,000. And what happens is this: you have one person who has a bad experience, the user experience is very poor, and that one person tells 10, 20 people that it's not a good platform because of X, Y, Z. And the reverse is when you get a really good platform that is tried, tested, and true to its core, and has the ability to service its users, reward its users in a correct way, that viral element of it goes out a lot faster than if you were to have a product that people are not really comfortable with, and they're not really guaranteed that it's going to work, or so it's not going to provide the results that they said they're going to provide. So our main model is very simple: under promise and over deliver. We're going to
Yes.
go at this very slowly, methodically, like we have for the past 2.5 years. Create a brand, a product that every single user, once they start to download and experience it, all they want to do is share it. Through our NEP program, they're going to be able to, like an affiliate, like Amazon does, be able to forward that message, forward that excitement to their friends, colleagues, associated gamers, for them to gain benefits from it. Now, we can easily run this at full throttle out of the gates and target 200,000, half a million, 1 million users in a heartbeat. That's not what we're about. We're about making sure all the errors are absolutely taken care of. Any little issues that we have are all checked off. Once we have that, we have a slow progression to have mass market. So we'll go from 100 to 200 to 500, and we'll cap it because we're able to, from our platform, to minimize the possibility of any errors that will happen. And when a user experiences that error, we want to make sure within 24 hours it's resolved. And if you can imagine, you have a million users, right? And you have, let's say, 20 staff, it's impossible to guarantee a quick turnaround. If a third of 1/10 or 20th of them have an issue, it'll be impossible for us in a week's time to do that. So we're about user experience. We're about giving back to the gaming community. And the only way to do that is a slow progressional growth that instills confidence in our users, and for them to be able to very excitedly and very happily forward that link to their friends or colleagues and be able to sleep at night knowing there's no issues whatsoever and it's a huge benefit to that person is what excites us. So yeah, the objective is very simple: mass market appeal, but in a drawn out, step-by-step, methodical way, so that the end users are always excited about it and make sure that there's no errors that could be had from our gamers on our platform.
Okay, well, thank you. I know that your own agency is currently working with influencers for a gaming product.
Correct.
Do you foresee Gaimin working with influencers in the near future?
Yeah, great question again. Absolutely. So I'm very excited in this vertical, in the gaming vertical. I've been heavily pushing it for the last couple of years because I know the audience is massive and the numbers are in our favor. So I love to work in an environment where I have a huge potential for growth in that particular vertical and number of users. So when we're looking at gaming itself and the gaming market, it's very easy for us to um, mass market it very quickly. And I understand, some of the founders of our company, some of our users want us to do that, which is obviously I want that as well. But for us to methodically pre-select a particular niche in that gaming world is what we're very good at. So my agency has had several campaigns running with the gaming world. And as you can imagine, a very big component of any kind of vertical is people of influence in that vertical, hence influencers. There's a lot of influencers in the gaming world. And when I say there's a lot, there's probably over a couple of hundred that are very affluent in that environment. And each can have between 250,000 users, followers to 30, 40, 50 million, 100 million plus. We have worked together with some of the top 5 in the industry. And when that particular influencer has trust, belief in a particular product, because they are exposing themselves to the entire followers, it is a very important thing for them to have confidence in the product. And once they gain that confidence and they understand the value proposition that that product offers, they're willing to work with an agency and willing to do whatever it takes to get that product off the shelf, quote unquote, into the mass market. So in my experience in working with them and my team, we've seen huge numbers come. And again, I'll preface this with show you a little visual. When we go to market, as an example, when we show our product to the general public, let's say 5 million people, mass market to 6, 7, 10 million people, those are big, big numbers in the marketing world for a particular vertical, particular geographical area, geospecific. Now we're able to take that and multiply by 10, 100x, because not only do we have a geographical targeting, let's say 5 million people, but that influencer might have, all North America gamers following of 100 million followers, or in Europe or in Asia. So the numbers are amplified tremendously. And the beauty about that is, even if you target 0.01% expected conversion rates of these mass numbers, they turn out to be millions and millions of users. So the exciting part is that influencers are great for any kind of product as long as it meets their vertical. B, if they fall in love with the product, and if you have an exciting kind of strategy to push the product forward. So it's 3 elements that are involved in doing that. If you are successful with that, what usually happens is that other people become understanding of your product. Other influencers from just communication with influencers and getting the public to understand the product will hear about you. And what happens very quickly is they come to you. So once something is successful with one, you will tend to get the rest. And we've been working heavily I would say the top five that I've got my eyes on for Gaimin are, they can penetrate over 500 million people worldwide. That's the number we're looking at. And ultimately, excuse me, we're looking for 1 million plus users to start the program and to grow it from then on to multi-million users. Because when you hit that level, just imagine if we were to go to any company who is under-resourced, requiring a computing power to run anything. It could be virtually anything. And we come to them and say, we have millions of users. We would like you to consume our product. In exchange, we would like to give back to our gamers, as an example, um, you know, monitors or keyboards or laptops at a fraction of the price that they're paying. So as a closed user group, you have the ability to consume massive amount of products for
Yeah.
very, very small prices. The Walmart model, what Walmart does worldwide. And that way our users get the benefit. Instead of spending, let's say, for example, $20 on a mouse, they'll probably get it for $3 to $4. So that is the objective here, to give back to the users, mass market appeal. Influencers are a key component. However, there's 9 other channels. I've just top of my head, top 10 channels that we can go to, one of them being influencers. But we have 9 other channels that are very powerful, very targeted to our audience. And I correlate it to a sniper's approach, right? You can throw a lot of things at the wall. Hopefully something sticks and
Yeah.
you'll gain success. But when you have the sniper approach, when you know your avenues to market, how to penetrate that particular vertical, whether it be in Korea, whether it be in London, whether it be in the US, you customize it. And when you customize it, those folks in those particular areas will take a liking to your angle, the way you do things, the way you communicate your product offering. And that's how very organically this platform will grow on top of the NAP program, on top of our 10 different ways to go to market. But as you mentioned, influencers are key. We're very excited. I've worked with them for many, many years. We have great connections. And once we get going, it'll be like a steam train that cannot be stopped, because once it starts, you have to keep up with the pace. So that's why I said earlier, we have to make sure everything's done correctly on time, because once we go to that level, there's no going back.
Yeah.
So you have to have everything correct, and everything has to be spot on to make sure that there's no issues with the users utilizing our platform.
That's so this product is so full of potential. It's amazing. And to hear you speak about it with such enthusiasm, I can't wait to see what will happen next.
Yeah, every time I talk, I get.
I know.
Funny thing. Every time I talk about this, it's like the first time I've spoken about it 3 years ago. I
Yeah.
still have the same excitement. I still have the same emotional high as I did the first time I actually got pitched it from Calvin and Clive on a phone, sat down in my kitchen, looking out my backyard, and the light bulb just went off. Instantaneously went off. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's so exciting. For me, I'm engulfed in this world 24/7 anyways. This is what I do for a living. And just
Yeah.
to put a product that is so unique and so advantageous to the gamers who have a 1.34 billion users, we want a small percentage of that. And that itself is a huge number. So yeah, it's very exciting stuff.
It is. It is. Moving on to something completely different. I know you are a father of 3 young girls. Are any of them old enough to be gaming? Are you
Well,
a gamer?
my parents' side says they shouldn't be right now. They're a little bit too young. But my entrepreneur side, my gaming side, says yeah. So the funny thing is, they wake up in the morning. We have limited screen time because of the pandemic. We don't want them to watch screens all day long. It's not good for their eyes. So we limit their screen time. But my 2 little ones, I've got a 2-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 7-year-old. A lot of excitement, a lot of enthusiasm. By fluke, they managed to see a game on one of my iPads, and it was like this very boring, archaic, old school game.
Yeah.
Putting blocks together, not Tetris, but something like a Tetris. The other one that you throw an arrow, it blows a bubble, the 3 colors match up, and it
Oh yeah,
disappears
yeah,
and it
yeah.
shifts down. Like very, very just brain dead one day. I wanted to do something just for fun. So they saw that, and all of a sudden they got hooked on the most plain boring game out there. And funny enough, they grabbed the laptop, the iPad, sorry. both of them, the 5-year-old and the 7-year-old, and they can't get off it. It's like it's a warfare trying to prime away from that screen. So, and of course, the kids at school are like, "Oh, have you played this game on Nintendo?" Nintendo. So they have this Nintendo thing in their mind. And funny enough, I bought the very first Nintendo Wii that came out years ago,
Yeah.
collecting dust. Never opened it. So I showed them that, and it was like the holy grail. They're like, "Wow, we can't wait to start."
Yeah.
But here's the funny thing: the adapter to that game is an RCA with a 3 wires, a yellow, red thing. And none of my TVs are brand new have that. They're all HDMI. So I have to buy a converter from Amazon to convert that into an HDMI for them to play. So they've been killing me to get that. So I ordered it yesterday. Funny enough, it was yesterday. It's coming in Tuesday. And they're very excited. So to say the least that they're already getting into it without
Yes.
even really trying. And I know as soon as they get on that Nintendo Wii thing, they're going to go ballistic and they're not going to want to come off. So it's very addictive. I myself have 2 other brothers. We're 3 brothers. And I remember vividly playing until 3 a.m., 4 a.m. Street Fighter on our console, Mortal Kombat fighting games on our console for hours and hours.
Yeah.
Um, and we made no money from it. This is the best part. So if I
That's
had
it.
this, I could
Yeah.
sit from my computer with my brothers and play all day long and make money from it. I would have been very well off when I was younger. Same with my brothers too. So yeah, they're getting into it very quickly, and I think it's going to be a mainstream thing very soon for these kids.
Yes, it will be. Yeah. Um, from the past AMAs, I've heard a lot about the NEP program, your network expansion program. What are your thoughts about it?
I think it's great. I think if you have the likes of Amazon and the likes of the biggest companies in the world utilizing affiliate programs, I am a huge proponent of it. A lot of my clients have affiliate programs. A lot of my clients have referral programs. It is no different than any other program out there that provides the ability for people to organically share the wealth with their circle of influence. If I have a great product and I see it on Amazon, the first thing I do is I copy the link and I send it over. Can I make
Yeah.
commission off it? Yeah. It's an affiliate link. I'll make a commission off of it. People make fortunes from Amazon affiliate links. And the beauty about our program is we're not saying you're going to make a fortune from our program. It's not about that. It's about giving back to the community in that if we can make that user get, you know, a mouse pad, a laptop, a computer, whatever, in a
Yes.
month or 6 months or a year, we're very proud of that. If they can buy their in-game asset, that particular gun they wanted, and they don't want to ask their mom and dad for the money, but they ran our platform for a couple of months. Now they can afford to get that. That's our objective. So our NEP is not to make people, per se, wealthy. It's not about that. It's
No.
about giving the people the ability to spread the word organically if they choose to, if they like the product. And if you don't like the product, what you're going to do is not want to share it and you want to turn it off. So for us, user experience, starting slow, ramping up. Again, I reiterate this because it's a very
Yes.
important part of why people might be looking at this and saying, guys, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. It's not about that. We could have done that 2 years ago with a product that is 1/20th of what it is today, but we chose to do it right. And the rest of the founders and myself, this is not our first barbecue. We haven't done this for the first get-go. We have all our businesses. We've been running for 10, 20, 30 years. So we know how to do it right. And in the scope of what we're trying to achieve here, the NEP is going to be a very powerful method for us to organically to grow the platform, to give people back what they deserve in the gaming world. And they've been taken advantage of for the last 30, 40 years. We're going to give back to them. And I think if you were to compare it to other referral affiliate programs out there, ours, in my opinion, are geared towards gamers because it provides gamers. It feeds their habit in getting them what they want at no money out of their pocket. And the importance to that for us is huge because once you enjoy one element of it, you get to, you got that mouse for free as an example. The
Yeah.
chances of you staying around with us and the gamification aspect of our platform as well will tell you how close you are to your target. Let's say you choose a pre-select graphics card, an NVIDIA card that you want, you had your eyes on it, but you haven't been able to afford it. You have that as a target, and our platform will share with you how close you are to hitting that target. The gamification aspect, that's what it's called, is going to incentivize you to keep on going and going. And if you share that network expansion program link with somebody else, it will speed that process up for you. So the faster you get to your end target, which is that, let's say, for example, new graphics card, if you share it with 10 people or 20 or 30, 40 people, the faster you will achieve your goal, which is that NVIDIA card. You can do it by yourself, not share with anybody else.
Yeah.
And let's say it takes you, I don't know, argument's sake, a year, because you have a very slow computer. But if you share it with 10, 20, 30 people, it goes from a year, let's say, to 6 months, to 4 months, to 3 months, to a month. So why limit the possibilities of users to help us organically? It would be an absolute no-brainer for us to start this program this way. This is the fundamental basics of thousands of companies out there that I actually advertise for. I know what they do for a living, and I know what they sell. Everything from getting your shaving blades on a monthly basis to have a referral program, all the way through to getting your organic food delivery to your doorstep to have a referral program.
Yes.
We're no different. Only difference is our vertical is only gamers, and we want to make sure we give them back the biggest bang for their buck. You trust us. We're a reliable source to you. Recommend us, and you'll be rewarded heavily with our platform.
The NEP is great. It's a great concept. I know that you really also like to talk about tokens and listings. The investors, the early investors, they are interested in token value and also listings on an exchange. Could you tell us anything about the timetable for that aspect?
Sure. So first and foremost, I think the most exciting people about these tokens are actually our founders. We have the highest investment into these tokens. So when somebody says, "Oh, what's happening? First and foremost, I want it more than anybody else, and the rest of the founders want it more than anybody else. Nobody's sleeping while this is happening. So that's the one thing I want to make sure people understand, that urgency for us is of utmost importance, like for everybody else. But you got to do it right. Right? Most of these tokens that have come out last 2, 3, 4 years have been just smoke and mirrors. And the issue with them is that they've kind of ruined the marketplace with proper businesses, with proper revenues and client base. And that's what we're doing. We're not going to jump into this blindsided. We're not going to steamroll ahead because people are asking us to list. A lot of speculators out there that purchase the token at a speculative level, they can wait. We're running a business here. We're going to run it at the speed that we know it's going to work, and ultimately will give the highest rewards to those token holders. So in 2021 will be the year that we launch the token itself. The key component here is this. When you go to the market with a huge user base that is consuming your product and making multiple transactions on a daily basis, each of them doing 10, 20, 30 transactions with our token within our closed user group, consuming our products and services and technologies, the value will increase tremendously as opposed to going out there with one user and nothing being done. Yes. So a lot of questions that I get asked, most of the time, 99% of the questions I get asked are from speculators who purchased it on a speculative level to buy and sell right away. And we've said from the beginning, every single presentation, every single pitch that we've done, and I've done hundreds and hundreds for Gaimin, we always are very transparent in telling people this. If you're looking for a get-rich-quick scheme of buy now and dump it tomorrow, Gaimin is not for you. There's thousands of tokens out there. Go ahead, consume those, sell it tomorrow, buy it again, do what you want. We're running a proper business here for long-term growth and long-term value for our users and our investors and token holders. So in 2021, when we have a good user base, now I can't even tell you right now if it's going to be 100, 500, 1,000, 20,000, 100,000, or 500,000, because as we do this, we iron out the issues and we know the value that we offer to each user as we expand the base. And also, we're also in negotiations on the other spectrum of actual consumers who actually will consume this computing power. So there's both ends to meet. There's a lot of little parts in this big entity we're trying to operate. So when we're ready, we're going to be having the token launch, and also more importantly, you'll be rest assured that once that happens, it'll be a founded, solid company with users, with revenue, with transactions to back up that token. And that's how people are going to get the benefit of a skyrocketing token, as opposed to just going out there yesterday with nothing in our hands and making a fool of ourselves. After all this year of waiting, all these years of waiting and making sure everything's done right, we are assured that next year, 2021, everything will align in reference to the users, in reference to the revenues that are being generated by those users, and
Yeah.
the number of transactions that are being done within our own platform, right? Because we do have a closed group, because when we generate this revenue for our users, they will take that a GMRX token. They can choose to withdraw it. It's up to them. If they take that token and actually consume the products that we're offering them, the transaction rates will increase, the value will increase, and ultimately that is what sets the price for our token, not vice versa. Not just people thinking, I'll just buy low, buy high, buy low and sell high. It's not about that. It's about having a value behind that token. So 2021 is our year. Exact time frames will be more clear as we get closer and closer to our goals. Again, I'm not going to unveil everything here, but it's a long process, and more than anybody else, the founders and people that have been with us since day one, like yourself, Marianne, are more eager than anybody to get this thing listed. And trust me, we're pushing hard every day to make that a reality.
Yes, you are, and I know, and I am aware of that. Thank you for that answer. It's really well said. Um, Completely something else again.
Okay.
Gaimin is a virtual company.
Yes,
It
yes,
has a distributed team, and I know Martin is dreaming of a central HQ in
yes,
Spain.
yes.
Would you be interested in joining him there?
I definitely would. I love the
Yeah.
climate. I love the lifestyle that exists there. I've been there a couple of times in my lifetime, and I've always had a great time. So for me, um, right now, the beauty about having guys all around the world, from me in Canada to Martin in Spain, to yourselves in Netherlands, we got Clive in the UK, Calvin in Sweden, Rob's in Netherlands as well. The entire team is just all around the world, and it gives us right now the flexibility to be on calls literally 24/7. So if I have somebody that wants to have a chat with me in Eastern Standard Time to Pacific Time, literally I'm available, and European time they're available for Asian guys and European guys as well. So for us right now, because we've been all independent business owners and
Yeah.
businessmen for the past 30 years, we're comfortable, very comfortable in what we're doing. Every single day we gather in our Zoom phone call, a web conference um, at 2 p.m. my time. I think it's 8 o'clock European time. We have daily meetings every day, and we've done this for the past almost 3 years now. So it's like we've been working next door to ourselves in the office anyways. But when it comes time to actually getting our headquarters done, Alicante was chosen for many reasons, more so than just the fact that Martin lives there. Yes, he lives there. He's got great contacts for us, great, highly educated um, schools in reference to gaming. So we have a lot of
Yes.
development, software development, and whatnot that goes behind it. Bookie, who's actually our top man for our technology, who's from Israel, he's also planning on going there and creating a team there, because there's a lot of people that we can get access to through the schools that are highly intelligent and know the programming very, very well, and our vertical, which is gaming. So
Yeah.
Bookie is the main person in charge of that. He can't wait to get to Alicante. Uh, I'm sure Martin is going to be excited, but Calvin and Clive themselves, they're also gung ho because they lived there before in the past. And I myself love to go there, and I'm planning on because the fact that it's going to be a cohesive team in one office with one vision, one direction. And if it means I'm there half the year or a quarter of the year, or whatever the case may be,
Yes.
it's going to be exciting for us as a collective to be together and also have the same vision that we have, and we can actually have all the departments under one roof. So any communication has to be going from left to right, be very seamless, a lot easier for us. And also for growth, I think it's great to have all the developers under one roof. And after that, have the ability to be very creative, give direction, and have a resolve by the end of that day instead of waiting for 24, 48 hours. So it's gonna be exciting. I can't wait to go there. And I think the guys they just can't wait. I've heard them speak about it. They've got big plans. Um, we've been looking for office location there as well. Martin's got some great contacts there that can get us a great location. And the warm weather, it helps too. I'm not gonna
Yes.
lie. It's gonna be better than having minus 30 degrees outside. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it tremendously.
Ah, that's great. Um, we were supposed to talk an hour. It's been half an hour already. So time's up. And is there anything that I forgot to ask you would like to mention?
I'll just give you, a quick rundown. I mean, for me, the marketing side, it's very exciting. It's what I do on a daily basis. My team does it every single day. We get up, we get excited about it, and to have the privilege of marketing to such a mass audience and relying on the very few from a large number of people to make a massive shift and to make a difference to the gaming world is what excites me as well. We don't need every single gamer around the world. I don't need 1.3 billion. I love to have it,
Yeah.
but if I get 1%, we're ecstatic, and I think we'll definitely do that. And I think the biggest rewards are for the initial people that have belief in us, the initial gamers who downloaded the platform, who trusted their machines to us to make them additional earnings and to give back to them what they wanted. That excites me every single day. And that vision excites our founders, as yourself, Marilyn, when anything to do with the social platforms that you communicate with, the sheer excitement is there. We're just chomping at the bit to get going in 2021 to really push it hard, to get listed because everyone's asking for it. So we are going to do that. We're going to do it the right way as opposed to all the others that have done it the wrong way. And evidently, it's funny how the pandemic has done so much harm to everybody worldwide. Only one segment has benefited from a pandemic, which is the gaming segment. And the charts, you should have a look at the numbers, are astronomical growth. And we're at the right place at the right time with the right product that could make this entire ecosystem a very flourishing one for our users and our end users who will consume the actual product. So I'm very excited to get going again in the new year. We have a lot of things to do this year, beginning to end of December. A lot of exciting stuff, I should say. I'm not going to mention it now, but a lot of really exciting things happening ending 2020. And when 2021 hits, we're going to be literally just at this tip of just launching everything in a very mass way that people will hear about us whether they like it or not. And that's how it's going to end. It's going to be very, very exciting times. And I want to thank you for having me on this call. And I look forward to doing many more of these next year with user base increase messaging to our followers to see how fast we're growing and how well we're doing in our platform. So I'm very thankful and thank you again for doing this for us.
Well, it was great having you. Thank you for your time. I know it's early for you. And thank you all for watching. We look forward to 2021 and just have to finish off 2020. Tomorrow we will be having our last AMA with Bookie Ben Nathan, who is CTO to Gaimin. And he will be telling us a lot about the technical aspect and about the software itself, I imagine. So tomorrow there's another one. And again, thank you, Andrew, for your time and your really great answers.
My pleasure. Thank you. Thank you, guys.